Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Medico Plus Physio. I am Dr. Asha Dagar. So today's topic is the introduction to the nervous system. The nervous system is the master controlling and communicating system of the body. Nervous system हमारी body का controlling and communicating system है. नर्वस सिस्टम के अंदर ब्रेन स्पाइनल कॉर्ड और पेरिफेरल नर्व्स जो है वो इंक्लूड्स होती हैं. The nervous system control and coordinate all essential function of the human body. Nervous system हमारी body के सभी essential functions को control and coordinate करता है और nervous system की help से हमारी body का एक part दूसरे part के साथ communicate करता है. Classification of nervous system. The nervous system divided into two parts. First is central nervous system. Second is peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system is consist of brain and spinal cord. And the peripheral nervous system is divided into motor nerve fibers and sensory nerve fibers. Motor nerve fibers are known as efferent nerve and sensory nerve fibers are known as afferent nerves. So, the efferent nerve fibers, motor nerve fibers divided into two parts, autonomic nervous system, ANS, and somatic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is involuntary in nature and the somatic nervous system is voluntary in nature, that is under our control. So, the autonomic nervous system is further divided into three parts: parasympathetic nervous system, sympathetic nervous system, and enteric nervous system. So, first I discuss about the central nervous system. Central nervous system is consist of brain and spinal cord. Here is the brain. This is our brain. And here is the spinal cord. This is our spinal cord. It acts as a command center of the nervous system. Both brain and spinal cord provide command to the other parts of the body. Next is brain. The brain is one of the largest and most complex organ in the human body. The weight of brain is around 1300 to 1400 gram. Brain is made up of more than 100 billion neurons. So, brain is divided into three main parts, that is a forebrain, second one is a midbrain, and third one is hindbrain. The forebrain is divided into four parts. First one is a thalamus, second is the hypothalamus, third is the limbic system, and fourth one is cerebrum. So, the limbic system is further divided into three parts. First, hippocampus, second, amygdala, and third one is septum. These are the three parts of limbic system. And cerebrum is divided into two hemisphere, that is the left hemisphere and right hemisphere. Both the hemisphere is divided into four lobes. First lobe is a frontal lobe, second is a temporal lobe, third is a parietal lobe, and fourth one is occipital lobe. Then our hindbrain is divided into three parts. First is medulla, and second one is pons, and third one is cerebellum. So the largest part of the hindbrain is cerebellum. This diagram shows the parts of the brain. First part is forebrain, second is midbrain, third is hindbrain. The forebrain is divided into cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. This is our cerebral cortex. It consists of four lobes, that is a frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe and temporal lobe. Here is the midbrain, pons. Here is medulla oblongata. These are the three parts of brainstem. So the parts of the hindbrain is pons, medulla and cerebellum. This is our cerebellum. Another name of forebrain is prosencephalon. Another name of midbrain is mesencephalon. Another name of hindbrain is rhombencephalon. There are the two parts of prosencephalon, that is a telencephalon and diencephalon. And there are the two parts of rhombencephalon, that is a metencephalon and myelencephalon. Next is cerebrum. The cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. It may be divided into two parts. The diencephalon, which form the central core area, and the telencephalon, which form the cerebral hemisphere. There are the two cerebral hemisphere, that is the left hemisphere and second is right hemisphere. Both the hemisphere consist of four lobes. First is a frontal lobe, second is a parietal lobe, and third is a temporal lobe, and fourth one is the occipital lobe. So the left hemisphere, left cerebral hemisphere control the right side of the body. Control the right side of the body. Here is showing the four lobe of cerebrum. First is a frontal lobe, second is a parietal lobe, and third is a temporal lobe, and fourth is a occipital lobe. And here is the frontal pole. And this one is a occipital pole. Here is the central sulcus. That central sulcus divided the frontal lobe to the parietal lobe. And here is the parieto-occipital sulcus. This sulcus divided the parietal lobe from the occipital lobe. And here is the lateral fissure. This fissure divided the frontal lobe to the temporal lobe. Next is the function of brain. So the function of the frontal lobe is motor control. And area for the motor control is area number 4 and 6. Next is problem solving and speech production. The Broca's area is the responsible for the production of the speech, and the area number is 44 and 45. Next, the function of the parietal lobe is touch perception, is under the somatosensory cortex. The area number is 3, 1 and 2 is a somatosensory area. Next is body orientation and sensory discrimination. So the function of the temporal lobe is auditory processing, that is a hearing. The area for the auditory is 41 and 42. Second is language comprehension, that is under Wernicke's area, and the area number is 22 is responsible for language comprehension. Next is memory and information retrieval. The temporal lobe help in the retrieval of information. So, the function of the occipital lobe is sight, that is a vision. The area for the vision is area number 17 and 18. Next is visual reception and visual interpretation. So the function of the cerebellum is to maintain balance and coordination of the body. And the function of the brainstem is involuntary response that help to maintain the heartbeat and breathing. Next is spinal cord. The spinal cord is the most important structure between the body and the brain. The spinal cord extends from the foramen magnum, where it is continuous with the medulla to the level of the first and second lumbar vertebra. The spinal cord starts from the foramen magnum and ends at the level of the L1 and L2 lumbar vertebra. There are the 8 cervical nerve, 12 thoracic nerve, 5 lumbar nerve, 5 sacral nerve and 1 coccygeal nerve. These all are the spinal nerves. The spinal cord is around 40 to 50 centimeter long. The spinal cord is a firm cord-like structure. The spinal cord is a network of sensory and motor nerves. Spinal cord terminate at the conus medullary. Here is the conus medullary. The coda equina begin below the L1. The coda equina is the bundle of the nerve root, and the coda equina get its name from the Latin for horse tail. And the filum terminata extend from the conus medullary to the coccyx. This is the cross section of the spinal cord. And here are the motor neuron. This is also known as efferent nerve. And here is the sensory neuron. These are also known as efferent neurons. The center is a gray matter. This is a H shape or a butterfly shape gray matter that is surrounded by the 3 column white matter, gray matter and white matter. 3 columns are ventral column. Here is the dorsal column and here is the lateral column. This is the anterior horn cell of spinal cord, anterior horn cell of spinal cord, and here is the posterior horn cell of spinal cord, and here is the central canal. In the central canal, it contains the CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. Next is peripheral nervous system. It is a part of the nervous system outside the central nervous system. It links all part of the body by carrying impulse from the sensory receptor to the CNS and CNS to the appropriate muscles. Sensory receptor to the CNS and CNS to muscles. It consists of nerves that extend from the brain and spinal cord. It involves cranial nerve that carry impulse to and from the brain. There are the 12 pair of cranial nerve, that is first olfactory, second optic, third oculomotor, fourth trochlear, fifth trigeminal, sixth abducens, seventh facial, eighth vestibulocochlear, ninth glossopharyngeal, 10th vagus, 11th spinal accessory nerve, and 12th is hypoglossal nerve. So there are 12 pair of cranial nerves. Spinal nerves that carry impulse to and from the spinal cord. So there are the 31 pair of the spinal nerve. Next is somatic nervous system. Somatic nervous system is the part of peripheral nervous system. Somatic nervous system is also known as a voluntary nervous system that is under our control. It includes both sensory and motor neuron. स्किन रिसेप्टर से कोई भी इंफॉर्मेशन है वो पास होगी पोस्टीरियर हॉर्न सेल ऑफ द स्पाइनल कॉर्ड थ्रू द efferent nerve fibers, that is a sensory. After that, from the anterior horn cell of the spinal cord, the same information is passed to the muscles through the efferent nerve fibers. Next is autonomic nervous system. It derived from Greek word autos means self, nomos means control. It means self-control, also known as involuntary nervous system, that is not within our control. The autonomic nervous system is a complex set of neurons that maintain internal homeostasis without consciousness or voluntary control. जो हमारा ऑटोनॉमिक नर्वस सिस्टम है वो काम करता है विदाउट कॉन्शियसनेस और वॉलेंट्री कंट्रोल के. हमारी बॉडी का इंटरनल होमोस्टेसिस है उसको मेंटेन करता है विदाउट कॉन्शियसनेस. And the autonomic nervous system maintain blood pressure, regulate the rate of breathing, influence digestion and urination, etc. There are the two parts of autonomic nervous system, that is sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. So, sympathetic nervous system is a thoracolumbar outflow and the parasympathetic nervous system is the craniosacral outflow. Sympathetic nervous system is from T1 to L3 lumbar vertebra. And the parasympathetic nervous system is a cranial nerve from 3rd, 7th, 9th and 10th. 3rd is the oculomotor, 7th is the facial, 9th is the glossopharyngeal and 10th is the vagus. And also S2, S3 and S4. Sympathetic nervous system prepare the body for intense physical activity, that is a fear, fight and flight. And the parasympathetic nervous system relax the body and inhibit or slow many high energy functions in rest and digestion. Autonomic nervous system response. Sympathetic nervous system response is under stress, flight and fight, and the parasympathetic nervous system response under peace, rest and digest. So the difference between parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system is parasympathetic nervous system is under craniosacral outflow and sympathetic nervous system is a thoracolumbar outflow. In parasympathetic nervous system, constrict the pupil and sympathetic nervous system dilate the pupil. Here the pupil is constrict and in which pupil is dilate. Next is an heart. Parasympathetic nervous system decrease the heart rate and sympathetic nervous system increase the heartbeat. Next is airway. Parasympathetic nervous system constrict the bronchial vessels and sympathetic nervous system dilate the airways. In liver, parasympathetic nervous system stimulate the release of bile and in sympathetic nervous system it increase the rate of glucogen to glucose. And in digestive system, parasympathetic activity stimulate the digestion and sympathetic decrease the digestion activities. In parasympathetic system, it relax the uterus and in sympathetic system, it increase the vaginal contraction. And in parasympathetic system, increase the urinary output and in sympathetic system decrease the output of urine. Questions for you. So the first question is total number of discs in human spine. Second is total number of vertebra in human body. Third is total number of spinal nerves. Fourth is total number of cranial nerves. Answer the question in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment and subscribe and also press the bell icon.